my beautiful people. How are you today? I hope that whatever you're doing today, that you find yourself in a place where you feel like you got it all made today because, well, there's some days where we just feel like we don't have it together. But, I got some hot chocolate, so cheers to you because we got this. We are women that can stand together and help each other, right? I was so hungry or thirsty for hot chocolate this morning or this afternoon, whatever it is, and I thought I would just make my own. I had a cocoa bomb, not as good as mine, not gonna lie. The chocolate didn't even melt. What is up with that? I mean, how fake was that chocolate? I just took, because it wasn't melting, so I took it out and I broke off a piece of dark chocolate off of a bar and just threw it in the milk. And it like instantly started melting. So it's like, what was that other chocolate? I'm a little worried about that. So I think I'll make my own cocoa bombs from now on, not buy it from the store or buy it from someone that has already made them. So today, you guys, this is a recipe that I have been wanting to make for such a long time because, well, and here's why I didn't. Because I didn't feel like canning it. It was sounded like so much work, and I was like, it's just another thing to can. But I really wanted it because I could see the potential of it being amazing in the long run. But I just never did it. So, this is a question for you. Do you make your own creamed soup, like cream of mushroom soup, cream of celery, cream of chicken, whatever? Do you make your own? Have you ever looked at the ingredients in the back of those? I have wanted to make my own for years, and I tell you, it's years. But you know why I didn't do it, because it sounded like a lot of work. Well, I found this recipe that you can make it and store it in a container and then just use the just powder and mix it with your liquid. Oh my goodness, this was like revolutionary. Who's excited about that? If you if you are ever worried about the sodium in those cream of soups, or just wanting to better your health, and not only that, but stretch your dollars more, this is going to be pennies to make. I can't tell you how excited I am. So let's get started, shall we? I needed a bunch of cream of mushroom soup and cream of chicken soup for a catering job, and so I'm like, you know what? It's time. And they needed a gluten-free at that. So I'm like, this is my time. I'm like, I've got to make my own. So I got a huge container of just dry milk. Now it may not be the purest, don't gripe me on that one, but it calls for 2 cups of dry milk. And I'm gonna grab my fork or my knife because that's how I like to level off my things. I think this measuring cup set did come with a leveler. I don't know where it's at. Do you know where your leveler is? Yeah, most times we don't. 2 cups of dry milk, and I'm actually going to double this because I need this to be all made for any event that is coming up, or a holiday or anything like that. So that's 2 cups. So I'm going to do another 2 cups to make it 4 cups even. Scrape that right off. So what are you guys up to this week? I love to cook live with you, but some days it's just not feasible, and this is one of those days. So you're gonna have to watch on a recorded line, which is okay for some times. Don't ask about my setup because I am trying to record it this way. Yeah, it's just a little crazy. So anyway, so now we're gonna put that to the side, and it calls for 3/4 cup of cornstarch. And again, I measured the first one out. I buy it in bulk, and I put it in my Tupperware container. You guys know I'm a big Tupperware fan. And so I just measure out 3/4 cup of cornstarch, and we'll put that right in there. And So that's like the main ingredients. Is the rest are all spices and herbs, which was another thing that I'm so excited for, because the rest is super easy. So a teaspoon of onion powder. Oops, I didn't get onion. I got garlic powder out. I didn't get onion powder. Here's my onion powder. Onion powder, a teaspoon of onion powder. And again, I'm going to do, and don't worry, I will post this recipe. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons because I'm doubling the batch. 2 teaspoons of onion powder, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, which I'm going to do a whole teaspoon because I'm doing a double. And a half a teaspoon of dried basil. And again, I'm going to do 1 teaspoon because I'm doubling it. And a half a teaspoon of dried parsley, and we're going to do 1 whole teaspoon of dried parsley, and a 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. And again, we're going to do, and see, there's no salt added to this, so this will not be so salty. You can add your own salt when you're making it if you want it saltier and all of that, but that's it. Now we're going to mix this up. And I'm going to dump it in my little container. But how easy is that? And I would have never known that's what the ingredients are in there, because we're just dried milk, but they are creamy, right? And so now all we have to do when we want to mix this, we just have to put our liquid in our container, which I have a container here, and it called for 1 1/4 cups of milk or chicken broth or vegetable broth, whichever one you're making, or water. And I'm like, well, I don't want water because that's bland. So I did half and half of milk and chicken broth because I had some chicken broth I needed to use up. Oh, I'm doing a double batch, so I need to do double. I almost caught myself. I did catch myself. Yay! So we're going to do 1 1/4 cups. Yes, 1 1/4 cups of water or chicken broth, and I'm gonna do both. So hang on here. Rinse out my thing. I gotta grab me some more milk and broth. There we go. Whew, almost forgot about that. So I'm just going to mix this up a little bit more, and then I'm going to take a 1/3 cup of this. So this is going to go a long way, you guys. This is going to go a long way in your budget and in making this. So I will let you know how I like it, but I am super, super excited. So I'm going to do a 1/3 cup of this mix, and we're going to whisk it in there, and then another 1/3 cup because I'm doubling this. And then all we have to do is just boil this. And we're going to bring this milk and stuff to a boil, and we're just going to whisk it till it's thick. And then once that's thick, you can put in your own chicken, and the recipe tells you how much chicken or mushrooms. And I had some mushrooms that I had canned, and so I'm just going to chop those and have those ready for when I think it called for like a 1/2 cup of chopped mushrooms. And so if you can your own mushrooms, this is perfect. If you can your own chicken, again, this is perfect. You can get your own chicken out of the freezer and it's good to go. Or the canned good of your chicken. And so I am so excited. So I need to make some mushroom soup and some cream chicken soup. So there we go. I think that's all mixed up. So that's it. How awesome is that? I'm just going to whisk this so there's no lumps. And we're going to get this all nice and thick. And then that is my cream soups for all of my dishes. So it is going to be awesome. I just know it. Because anything that you make yourself tastes so much better, right? And so why wouldn't this be different? Why would this be any different? Right? So I am so excited. So hang in there. If you want to make this, I will post the recipe. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. And take another sip of my hot chocolate. Cheers to you, and stay warm and dry and have a fabulous rest of the day.